Ava.
Bye-bye, Ava. Bye.
Bye. That's Sissy. Anyways, good morning, you guys, and welcome back to another vlog. Today I'm actually heading to Seattle with Ansel for my last OB appointment until I come back from my vacation. Usually Joseph comes with me to my appointments, but he actually has a funeral detail that he has to do. So it's just Ansel and I. And honestly, Ansel is really good. I just dropped Ava off at school, so lady just pulled right out in front of me. She wasn't even looking. That is the most annoying thing somebody can do to me. And she has a backup camera. Lord, girl, use that backup camera. Anyways, so yeah, usually Joseph comes with me, but today it's just Ansel and I have 3 appointments today. I have an ultrasound, doctor's appointment to go over the ultrasound, and then I have a non-stress test. I've been feeling a whole bunch of like pressure down in that area and my lower, not down in that area, but like my lower stomach. So I'm definitely going to talk to them and see what's going on. But other than that, I'm, about to make this hour and 22-minute drive, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm gonna let you guys know right now because I hate driving in traffic, but we're just gonna go ahead and roll with it. For breakfast, I'm eating a breakfast corn dog, which is like a pancake, and actually let me cut this GPS off since I know where to go from here. It's a pancake rolled around a sausage. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna give you guys a update when I get home. So we just did the ultrasound, and of course baby B is still breech, and baby A is she actually let us see her little face, and I got some 3D ultrasound pictures. Ansel did so good, so I'm really surprised about that. He's eating fruit snacks right now, and I'm waiting for them to build their report. After this I go see the doctor, and then I have a non-fetal stress test that's next, and after that we get to go home. So yeah, these little girls are doing pretty good for the most part. Alrighty guys, so it is actually the next day. I actually filmed the update yesterday, but I feel as though when I was looking back at it, when I was editing it last night, it was way too vague, and it kind of left a lot of questions unanswered. So I just decided to just remake it today. I just dropped off Ava at school. She has field day today. Ansel's downstairs watching cartoons, and I'm watching him on his monitor, but he's doing really, really good. So if you guys hear him coming up the stairs or playing, he's down there playing for the moment while I film this little video so I can get it up for you guys. But yeah, my last update that I filmed yesterday was way too vague for you guys, and I feel as though if you're a mama who has just recently got a cerclage, or you looking for answers as to, updates and stuff about a cervical cerclage or a stitch or whatever the case may be, you might be looking for videos that are helpful. And I wanted this video to be as helpful as possible, because when I was looking at cerclage videos, cervical cerclage videos, I found some, but I really didn't find a lot of them that were that helpful for me, especially in my situation, because I am carrying twins and I have a cerclage, and it's so rare to have a twin cerclage pregnancy. So this video is, I'm trying to make this video as helpful as possible. I am currently 4 weeks post cerclage, and I go to my maternal fetal medicine and my OB's office every single week, and we do growth scans on the twins, and they also check to see if my cerclage, my stitch, is still holding up and is so strong, especially because I'm carrying the weight of a freaking 4.5-pound baby currently. But yeah, so they don't do actual vaginal exams anymore for me, especially since I'm going to Texas next week. They did not want to do a vaginal cervical link check just because they didn't want to possibly hinder anything that's down there. And I'm kind of weird about putting anything up there right now. And it's been, you know, it's been a month and the swelling has gone down on my cerclage. But if you guys are new to my channel, this is the first video that you guys clicked on. I had my cervical stitch placed in at 23 weeks. I'm currently 28 weeks and 3 days pregnant with die twin girls. And I actually had to be transferred. I actually transferred my care from my OB's office here, which is close to where we live, to an hour away in Seattle, Washington, because the providers here in my general area refused to do their cerclage on me. And basically, they just decided to put me on bed rest and give me vaginal progesterone. And at the last minute, we kind of just said enough is enough. And I ended up joining Facebook groups with moms with incompetent cervix groups and stuff like that. And those moms on there pretty much told me to seek a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth opinion on my stitch. And sure enough, I was blessed by God himself. We found a facility, we found a practice that were not only willing to do their cerclage for us, they knew that they were going to do the cerclage for us as long as I was okay with it, as long as all my testing and stuff came back. So I went in on May 1st. No, I went in on May 2nd, I think. Oh God. Hold on, y'all. That's why I have all of my appointments written down. I just forgot just that quick. I've got some stuff. Okay, so I went in on May 1st. I was right. And then I had my cerclage placed that very next day, which was May 2nd. So it's been almost, one moment. Sorry guys, that was actually my doctor's office calling to remind me that they scheduled me another appointment for next Tuesday, right before we fly out. But yeah, so I had my cerclage placed that very next day, and I actually went home, I think that Friday. So I had my appointment on a Wednesday, had my cerclage placed on Thursday with a spinal tap, a spinal block, and then I was released home by the 3rd, with May 3rd. But yeah, ever since then, my cerclage has been holding up and it's been stable. And my doctors are actually, all of my doctors are just so surprised, because they told me that a cerclage, the stitch, can just be a temporary thing just to get you to 25 weeks, and that was 23 weeks. So when I passed 25 weeks, they're like, okay, you know, we can possibly get you to 28 weeks, and here I am currently 28 weeks, and my cerclage is still holding up, which is beyond me, that the stitch is still holding up, especially with having the two babies pressing down against my cervix. Every appointment, I try to talk to them about a birth plan and everything, and they are very concerned that both babies are smaller than average. They want both babies to be around close to 3 pounds, and I think last week they just hit the 2-pound mark. They're concerned about that, and with that concern, they're concerned about me doing a VBAC, which I had a vaginal birth after a cesarean with my son Ansel, and it was very successful. He was a smaller baby, but they're just really concerned with me laboring, and smaller babies don't tolerate labor as well as babies of the right gestational size. So one thing that they have made perfectly, you know, aware is that I could try a VBAC, but I can ultimately and a cesarean and I have no issue having a C-section. I had a C-section with my daughter Ava, so I'm familiar with both. Now, with having 2 kids at home now, I do want a successful vaginal birth, just because my cesarean with Ava, the healing process for that took a little bit longer, and I was in a lot of pain. And she was a preemie, she was in the NICU, so I had to go back and forth between the hospital. But I'm not opposed to a C-section. I'm not opposed to a vaginal birth. I just want what's best for my babies. I don't want to be laboring for a day and then I have to have a C-section. So I kind of wish I knew what was going to happen. That way I can make the choice right now. But we talk about my birth plan every single visit. So that's reassuring for me that everybody, all of my doctors are all on the same page. Nobody's bringing me different information. So that's very, very helpful. Baby A is still head down. Baby B is breech currently. She has been breech for a couple of weeks now, and they like for their babies, they like for both twins to be head down around 26, 27, 28 weeks, just because the weeks moving forward, it's going to get so cramped in there. So the doctors are constantly looking at her position, and they think it's just that her umbilical cord, not her umbilical cord, but they just think that she's comfortable like that, and she could flip in the next couple of weeks, which I'm hoping for. But with the vaginal birth, they told me that I can still have a vaginal birth if one baby is head down and one baby is breech. That after baby A is born, that usually baby B flips on their own to flip head down, but if baby B doesn't flip, then they can just go in and flip her themselves and deliver her. So that's pretty exciting, and I'm like, thank God I'm getting an epidural, because I do not want to feel you guys in my insides flipping babies around. So yeah, that's that. I did say that my cerclage was stable and it actually grew. They have not done any cervical ultrasounds, just because they didn't want to irritate it. I did mention that as well. So I have everything written down, that way I don't forget anything for you guys. They talked about removing my cerclage if I'm going to have a vaginal birth between 35 and 36 weeks. And then since I was already 2 centimeters dilated at the time of my cerclage, they think that labor will probably kick in, you know, within a couple of days after my stitch, or labor can kick in and then they could keep me right then and there. But if I'm gonna have a C-section, then they're not gonna remove the stitch. They're gonna remove the stitch once I'm on the operating table. So that's fine. I have known that when they do that, when you remove your cerclage stitch, usually it's a clinical procedure, but sometimes on very rare occasions you do have to go to the OR and get your spinal placed back in to remove it, just because it's going to get embedded and, you know, all that stuff. But the type of cerclage that I have is a McDonald cerclage. A lot of people have been asking me questions, so I'm kind of just going down the list of all the questions so far. I got my cerclage placed at 23 weeks, and I know for a lot of places the 23-week, 24-week is like the cutoff. So by the grace of God, we got in and we got our cerclage placed. And yeah, also another thing that I'm very surprised about, as you guys know, or if I don't know if you guys are following me that good, but we go to Texas next Wednesday, and my doctors, all of them had a meeting, and they did not feel comfortable with me actually going to Texas for like 12, 13 days and not having any fetal monitoring. So they actually called my provider, not my provider, but my old provider, the doctor that delivered Ava, and they contacted him and asked him if I can be monitored at their facility for another 2 weeks. So I actually just got off the phone before I filmed this as well, and I contacted the facility in Austin. I made my appointment for the 18th. So I'm going to still be monitored for both weeks, and they're going to send back all the results back to my doctors here. I don't really foresee anything bad happening while I'm gone, just because everything has been going so good. And I kind of keep telling myself, you know, things can change, especially with the stitch, especially with my baby size. But I'm not going to stress myself out, because I feel as though from week 12 of me finding out about my shortened cervix up until 23 weeks, my life was literally walking on eggshells with everything that I did, not knowing if my babies were going to make it or anything like that. But yeah, so I'm going to be monitored still while I'm on vacation, and I'm okay with that. My husband's not going with us, so he feels a lot more comfortable with me going. They also contacted Delta, and the airline that we're flying with there to Texas and back to Washington. They contacted them, told them, hey, this is their patient, she's high risk. She can either not catch her flight at all, or she can either have to come back early. So with that being said, if you have your medical office contacts them, they also fax them a letter, and I will get my money either refunded to me or credited for a different flight. So that's really good, you guys. Like if I have to come back home early, my mom's actually flying to Washington with us, coming back with us on the 26th. So she'll have to fly back with the kids if something were to happen. But we're not planning for nothing to happen while I'm there. I'm literally going to be eating, stuffing my face, and enjoying Texas for the last time with my 2 kiddos. But I think that is pretty much it for this update. It's crazy that I'm in my 3rd trimester and we are already talking about when I'm going to ditch the stitch and meet my little girls. And I have ultrasounds of baby A, baby B, 3D ultrasounds. And that's one thing about my doctor's office, is that every week I get 3D ultrasounds of 3D and 4D ultrasounds of the girls, and it's just like, wow. I don't have to go somewhere and pay them special money. I can just go wait a week. So I'm going to try to show you guys the ultrasounds of baby A. Of course, again, baby B she was just 2. Baby B was pretty much face against her placenta, and that's how she's been forever. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys my ultrasounds really quick, and then I'm going to end this little update here because I have to get my room straightened up. It's like a huge mess because we leave and I'm packing and cleaning and doing all that stuff. So yeah, let me show you guys the ultrasounds really quick. So this is baby A. She has my little nose and my husband's mouth, but these little girls look exactly identical to big baby brother Ansel and my husband, and it's ridiculous how much they look like my husband. And I get I don't get irritated. I'm like, wow, like why do I have to carry these babies and they look exactly like my husband? I will never understand that, y'all. But here is, I think this is the 40 one. I don't know, I've never had an ultrasound like this one. So here is another picture of little one, and this is baby A. Y'all, she has my husband's lips. Oh my god. And she only has my nose. That's so crazy. And then I have this one as well. I'm trying to do it without the glare. There you go. And then I just have a profile picture of her. So she's really the stubborn one as well. But yeah, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions about my cervical stitch, my twin pregnancy, or anything like that, please do not forget to leave all questions in the description box below. And I really try to answer as many questions as I can, as fast as possible. But a lot of you guys have been asking questions in my DMs on Instagram, and that works just as well. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.